Hello YouTube pipe community, OTC Piper, just coming with a quick little vid, talk about what's going to go on today, and little thing that I've started to do with my tobaccos I thought I would also share, and just show you what I started doing. Some of you may have already started doing it, but first let's get some pipe going and some coffee poured up. Okay. It's been a while since I had my Eric Nording Mini Church Warden going, so I figured I would give that a light today. And I'll be enjoying some Virginia Number 1 that I have in bulk. It's one of my first 10 tobaccos that I've ever purchased, and one I continue to like to this day. Bought this stuff in bulk, been sitting on it for a while, so I thought it'd be nice and aged. It's been too long since I've had me some of this Virginia. Okay, so today the Sacred Leaf Society will be ramping up. It's a pilot episode for 2019. I wanted to get something out a long time ago, and as we talked about before, just ran into a bunch of roadblocks and everything like that, so we've spun some things around, and I think we're just about ready to go with it. And it's going to grow and develop over time, and I look forward to seeing what how that's going to develop. Get a good even light before. Let me try that again. So, over the holidays, though it's been a very busy time for me, we've been far from idle when it comes to developing the show, getting it ready. Me and Dave have planned quite a bit, and we're starting it out today. We got some things that we've been sitting on, some products and everything that I'm excited that we finally get to show off and do all that. We wanted to save it for the first episode of the Sacred Leaf Society. And I'm not going to go too much into detail about that now, because we're going to have plenty of time this evening to go over that with you. But it is, this is the beginning of something that I think is going to be a good thing. Me and Dave have gone at length to bring in some of our personal lives and everything into our channel, some of the things that we're interested in. Maybe not everything is pipe related, but we'll always talk about it and demonstrate it while we enjoy a pipe and kind of bring that into the fold. And I'm looking forward to doing something like this to where we can zero in on certain topics and certain ideas within the pipe community. So I think it's going to be good. I just wanted to put out a video to let everybody know. Go look for the channel and subscribe to it. Make sure you click the bell icon. We'll make sure you get the updates when it's all going to come down. And there are going to be some one-off things that we do as well. And all of that is going to be something that we're going to talk about this evening while we interact with some of the comments and everything that come up while we do that. So anyways, enough about that. I just kind of wanted to, you know, drop a little message out to you. And let's talk about what I started doing with my tobaccos. I've kind of been getting some things together here in the shop slash studio, slash pipe nook, whatever you want to call it. You know, everybody that watches this channel regularly knows I like to shop in bulk and pick up a few tins once in a while. And I started to, and this is the first time I've started to kind of organize it, because right now I have this table, my working area where I do my videos, and I set everything up on it. I started to get very cluttered with a bunch of my jars, and like these quart size mason jars. I use those mostly, when I buy in bulk. So what I do is, say I find a tobacco that I really like, after I've maybe sampled it or something about it, enough peer reviews have come out that I know I'm going to like it, and I want to order it by the pound. For example, this is Lane. I have 3 big containers of Lane Limited Burley. Now, don't confuse that with Lane. Lane also has a Burley without bite, which is also very good. This one is just a straight Burley, nothing in it but Burley, no topping, no nothing. And so what I wound up, and I'd been smoking on this some, but I had this large container that's full, and another quart-size mason jar, and this one, which is got some out of it. It was full when I first bought the pound bag. What I like about the Lane Limited Burley is I do like it because I am a Burley fan. I know some of you out there may just not be a Burley fan, and that's fine. You can sub in whatever tobacco that you like. But with this one, it comes a little bit drier than most tobacco comes, and I like that because you wind up getting more volume in a weighted product. So you're not having to pay for excess water or anything like that, and you can reconstitute it, to your liking. And so I bought this, and I even had all of these 3 filled up, and then I had a little bit more, that I could put out in a smaller jar or my pouch or something like that. So I like it. This specifically, I like it by itself, and it also makes a good blending agent, because it doesn't have any flavor biases. It's just a good platform to add in if you want a little bit of, subtle hint of this flavor or that flavor, and want to do some Latakia and Periques and everything. That you can blend them in together, and it definitely plays well with others. But anyways, I digress. So I've started taking these smaller mason jars. And before, what I would use them for is if I bought a smaller amount, or if I needed to empty one of these out to put a new product in, I would just use one of these. And what I'm starting to do now is I have several that I'm looking at across the way there. It's a big crate that I keep a bunch of these that are filled with different things in. And I'm starting to put smaller amounts in here that I'm going to keep on my table and keep them in a rotation. And when this is empty, I can refill it from the larger jar, which keeps a smaller footprint in my work area, without having to have so many big jars, sitting around. I just kind of, clutters things up. So that's something that I've started doing. For those of you, and a lot of people may have already been doing that. I'm not a pioneer of, this idea or anything, I'm sure. But it seems like it works to me, because now, see, I have a smaller one that I just loaded with my Virginia No. 1. I have some Burley Delight over here, some Granger that I put in a smaller one, and some Stokkebye's English Luxury. And what I started doing, just to maximize the containment of these, is I have what I call my mason jar tamp. It's a tamper that I made. I just cut it out of a little 7/8 inch dowel, or probably an inch dowel. And I can take, and as as I fill the tobacco, I can kind of tamp it down in there just to tighten it up, and I can add a little bit more, to the point that it gets in there almost like a cake. Like this one, every time you can kind of see it's in there, it's packed in there tight to where you kind of got to rough it up a little bit to get some out of it. And this is, you know, something that I think would go well for blended tobaccos. If you decide to make your own blend or something like that, you can store them like this to where it really all the different blends really marry up over time. And so I kind of created this. I keep it with my mason jars, and it's just something I can you know, get every little bit crammed into these jars that I can. And as I was sitting out here doing this, I thought, you know, that's kind of a good idea. I'd like to put it out there and talk about it a little bit. You know, I know not everyone's going to be a bulk purchaser. Tins are more their thing, and that's cool. That's your thing. You know, you've already got a good way to contain it and to, you know, because it comes that way. But it's easy to manage when you do it like that. So just thought I'd share that as I was doing the little spot for Sacred Leaf Society. So hope you'll come and check it out. And believe that's about all I have to say for this video. I'm going to continue to get things set up. And like if you saw it on the Instagram, it said between 6 and 8 p.m. We're going to get together, you know, a little before that and try to get everything set up and try to get the intro video pilot, you know, episode, however you want to look at it. So I think it's going to be good, and I look forward to seeing what's going to become. And I just thank everybody for tagging along and growing with us. So with that, I'll sign off. This is OTC Pipers, wishing everybody all the best. Good times and a warm pipe.